But Dad, isn't it time for illegal ham in the face? But bro, where's the banjo?
Some Cleveland sports shows try to give you hot takes, but only one can give you a big old piece of hot ham. Welcome to Illegal Ham to the Face. Talking all Cleveland sports. And don't forget our Fat Boy Tuesday, where we also ham it up with some fun food topics. Without further ado, let's serve up some ham. Here are the Ham Boys, Fatty, and Big Bri.
What is going on, everybody? I am that fat guy. Welcome to Illegal Ham to the Face. Always with me is Big Bri.
Hey, man.
What is going on, buddy? If people have not seen two fatter guys move quicker than we are going to move today, you're going to be surprised. The Cavs start tip off at 7:30, and Bri and I are going to power through this show in about 45 minutes. So we can watch game two. Shout out all those to the Random Boston Marathon yesterday. Yes, for that. Trying to stay on her bike is Sherry. And second shout out is Damar Hamlin being fully cleared to resume football activities, which is great news.
Absolutely.
We do have some quick shout outs. We want to shout out. Must be Orange Day for both of us. Yeah, Brian.
I like that shirt. I was going to say, come on, James.
We just called each other and said, hey, let's wear orange today for the Cavs. I mean, we're kicking it old school.
It could be the Knicks, though, too.
That is true.
I wasn't thinking of that. I'll probably have to change my shirt now.
They still are colors. Let's just be honest. They still are colors.
Right.
All right. Chris is in here and said likes the orange. First shout out of the day for us, Bri, is always Harold Kheel and Lake Erie APA and always City Dogs of Cleveland for sponsoring our show. There's some big stuff going on behind the scenes right now that I will talk to Bri here a little bit later, but we got some movement going on with some other stuff that's going on that Bri and I've talked about before. Also want to shout out my wife, Hope. Our anniversary is on Thursday. I love you so much. Happy anniversary. Also got a shout out. I did say Casey Kinnaman for joining us last week, which was awesome with the nacho platter and everything. I still get people asking me about the nacho platter and seeing if there's stuff on that nacho platter I wouldn't eat, and there's not much. And then a sad shout out to the family of Chris Smith, who passed away today. If you guys do not remember who Chris Smith is, he was a defensive end for the Cleveland Browns. He was drafted, I think, 2017 or 18. He passed away today at 31 years old. For what he's really noted for was his wife was killed in a car accident on 90 as they were bringing home their baby girl back in, I think, 2018, Bri. So I want to send out prayers and condolences to the family. That's some horrible, sad news. I mean, as soon as I saw it today, I'm like, man, that's just some bad news out of the gate. And that's something sad right there, Bri. That's all it is. You don't like to see people go that early, and they have not come out with what happened, but just know that his family and friends are in our prayers. Just a bad time, Bri.
Sure.
Do you have any shout outs today?
For sake of time, we'll keep it moving.
All right.
Until next week.
Side note, women's baits. There was a baits that finished fifth. I can guarantee it wasn't anybody on my side of the family. You won't see us there. My mom's here. What's going on, Mom? All right, Bri. So let's move on into the rundown for our show today. We're going to talk Cavs game 1, getting ready for game 2 tonight. We're going to talk a little bit about the Browns with the name change for the stadium, with also a move to Columbus possibly, and Bri and I's first pick at 72, what we would pick at 72, and then a couple sleepers in the later rounds that we like. Is that okay with you there, big fella?
Sure.
All right. We are also going to get into our Fat Boy Tuesday, which is 5 food items we cannot live without, Bri. I figured that'd be a fun little food topic for us to hit right before we hit some grilled cheese next week at Melton Grilled. And let me bring up that banner because it is, guys, 7 days away. 7 days away, 7 days away, 7 days.
1 week.
1 week away, we will be at Melt Bar and Grilled in Independence. We will be doing a fundraiser for the Multiple Myeloma Research Foundation. Anything that you order and you show this flyer, 20% of the proceeds go to the Multiple Myeloma Foundation. We'll probably also try to raise some money on the side too while we're there. So please come out, hang out with us. And if you can't hang out with us, go to Melt that day, buy food from that store in Independence, and help us out. Let's raise some really serious cash for the Multiple Myeloma Research Foundation. It'd be a great thing for us here personally and just great overall. So please, thank you. Come out, join, have fun. So far, Brian, I got RSVPs from Always Positive. Jay will be there. Browns Fan Girl will be there. I got the Just One More Pool team is coming out. I got Harold is in Vegas, so he will not be there. I got a few friends from City Dogs coming out, so we're going to have a good time and a good party.
Sweet.
So, Sherry said, can't wait. She's all excited.
Awesome.
All right. So on that note, Brian, we will get into our trivia. And our trivia is brought to you by City Dogs. We are going to double back on Kachina this week. So here is Kachina. She is a beautiful, beautiful girl. I did not get a hold of Beth this week. That was my fault. Just too much going on with work and everything else. Plus the fact that it snowed in Cleveland today, Bri.
Yeah.
We had a whole week of 80 degrees, and then it snowed today, Bri.
Right. 80's coming, I think, on Thursday, but then maybe snow again on the weekend. So welcome to Cleveland.
Can't wait. But that is Kachina. Please go and adopt her. And please get a hold of City Dogs as I run their banner up here down at the bottom. That's the way to get a hold of them. If you want to adopt a dog or schedule a visit, please get a hold of them. We love everything they've done with City Dogs. Kachina is a beautiful girl. I wish I could adopt her. I think she was three years old, wasn't she, Bri?
That sounds about right. Yeah. She wasn't very big.
No, she wasn't very big, but she's definitely all about the camera. I mean, you can't say no. Look at that face, Bri. How can you say no to that face? She's got her pink bows on and everything.
No chance.
What a princess. That's what we're going to call her from now on, princess or diva.
There we go.
All right. So please adopt that. So, Brian, let me play our video right now for trivia. And I believe it is your turn for trivia, right?
I got something for you. Sure.
All right. Here we go. And our trivia is brought to you by City Dogs of Cleveland. So, Bri, last week I threw a food one out there for you with the nacho, with the first nacho ever made, which was 1941. Still can't believe that. I figured it'd be a lot earlier than that, but obviously fat people weren't invented yet and chips were not involved. So, Bri, give me your trivia. What do we got going on today? Do I get some Cavs trivia? Do I get some?
You do. Yep. Had to figure out some Cavs. You know me. I like my NFL trivia, but we did some Cavs this time. A couple weeks ago, I think, maybe a month ago, 6 weeks ago. I asked you a Darius or a Donovan Mitchell question and where he went to college. This time, we're going with another Cav All-Star. I was going to do Jarrett Allen, but it might be too difficult. So I pivoted, and we're going to say, what college did Darius Garland go to?
God, Bri, why?
It's easy. No. Hey, people out there, do not give him answers, please.
This is the thing, though. I don't look at, like, basketball colleges.
He was a top 5 pick.
So? That don't mean crap to me.
If you watch the draft at all, that was big time.
Who watches the NBA draft? I just see what ping pong ball we got.
I do.
I'm like, are we going to get a top 5 pick? There it is. We got number 5. Oh, we're getting that guy? That's fine with me. I didn't care where he came from. Now I'm going to Google it just to upset you.
Do not. I'm sure one of our listeners will give you the answer.
It'll probably be Justin because he normally does. He's
good for that. He's good for that.
Yeah, he's definitely a good friend for that, Bri. I love every minute of it. So, all right, let's get into our Cleveland headlines, and we'll get this show moving, big fella. All right. Casey chimed in. He goes, the School of Hard Knocks. I wish that was true. All right. What's going on, Craig? Thank you for joining us tonight. All right, Bri. So our Cleveland headlines tonight, we are going to get into. We got the we're going to recap the Cavs versus Nick game 1. And we lost by 4 points. It was definitely an exciting game, but the Cavs were down pretty much the entire game. Fought back to the end, grabbed a lead for like 2 seconds, and then they just couldn't catch up. But they couldn't buy a basket. They couldn't buy a 3-pointer. They couldn't buy Karis LeVert floating in the lane, making a layup. It was just not their night. And the way I looked at that night, Bri, was first game jitters in the playoffs, especially at home. I think they're going to shake off the cobwebs tonight. The one thing I did not like seeing is New York out rebounding us by 20. The other thing I did not like seeing is Darius Garland only having like 17 points or something. Somebody's got to help out Donovan Mitchell. He had 38. Mobley was ineffective. Allen was in and out. And at the end, they had their leading scorer on their team with Chetty Osman guarding because nobody else could. One of the guys called in at the radio show, and I started laughing. He wanted Brooke Lopez to be Bill Laimbeer from now on in the series and just bring him in to crush heads. So, Brian, did you watch game 1? I'm sure you did because I think everybody in Cleveland was glued to game 1. And what were your takeaways from game 1?
I don't know. I go back and forth with the people that are ready to jump off the 480 bridge and the people that are saying calm it down. It's just one game. It was the first game in the playoffs, so it definitely opened my eyes and let me know that this is going to be a close series. Maybe it switched my pick from 6 games to 7 games because the Knicks are nothing to play around with. The Knicks are legit. This is not a team that we can just steamroll. This is not the Cavs team when we had LeBron. It almost kind of reminded me a little bit of the 2017 to where it was one guy and then you have some nice role players and hopefully that they can score some points because we had Donovan Mitchell and then we had I kind of liken Garland to a Mo Williams maybe a little bit to where he's a good player, don't get me wrong, but he's not somebody that you can count on game in and game out yet. So he didn't even take a shot in the fourth quarter, I think. Evan Mobley, only 8 points. I know a lot of people probably lost a bunch of money on him because I saw FanDuel had a boost for Evan Mobley to score like 10 points. And it's like, come on. Evan Mobley for sure is going to score 10 points, but 8 points. Give me a break. I don't know how they know. It's ridiculous. But it makes you question kind of their toughness a little bit because you just look at them individually like, yeah, Garland's a nice guy. Jared Allen's kind of a soft-spoken guy. Evan Mobley's still a young guy. Doesn't have a ton of fire. So it makes you worry. And then you kind of go back to games in the past when we played the Celtics and their center just kind of tore us a new one, and then Bam Adebayo kind of pushing us all over the place. And the Knicks have a center right now, and Robinson that can get physical with you. And as great as Allen and Mobley are defensively, you can push them around a little bit. So that was those were kind of my main takeaways in the fourth quarter. When the game's on the line, you got to find somebody that can stop Brunson. Brunson's, other than Mitchell, he's clearly the second best player in the series at this point. He's giving them buckets whenever they need them, and it's just a handful for us to try to stop him. It's like, I don't know why Okoro wasn't in there at the end. I don't know if he's still not 100% or they just knew that they weren't getting anything offensively from him. They were just hoping that Chetty would, get 1 or 2 stops. And he did, a time or two, but then they get the offensive rebound and they end up scoring on the second chance points. So it was a frustrating game. It was a frustrating fourth quarter. More importantly, their their guys just as a team rebounded better than our guys. And you know, Jared Allen had 14 rebounds. I don't think you can ask a whole lot more from him, but this goes back to the fundamentals of basketball and the drills that you did when you were in third and fourth grade, and you grow to learn that rebounding is a team effort. If one guy doesn't box out and his guy gets through, which Josh Hart, 5 offensive rebounds by a guard, unacceptable. You got to box him out. And even if they don't get the rebound, they're getting in there, they're jumping up, and they're tipping it back out and keeping the ball alive. So I don't know. I don't want to say it was a lack of effort or anything like that, but we gotta shore up the fundamentals of the game, and you need more from your number 2 and your number 3. I think Allen. I think you can't ask a whole lot more from him. I think he had 14 and 14 or something around there. But Garland, yeah, stat book doesn't look terrible, but he's gotta take over. He's got to get at least 20, maybe 25 even, for me to be happy with his performance. And then Mobley, obviously he's young, but he's got to grow up quick.
And like you said with Garland, I don't even think he needs 25. If he gets 20 points and he can start doing the pick and roll with Allen and Mobley and get that going with the bigs, and it's effective, then it's fine. You're getting the bigs involved. You're getting that down low. The one thing that's killing me in this is the stupid turnovers that they're doing. For one, just you're in transition and you throw the ball away. And so what are you doing? You can't, those are mental mistakes that you just can't have. And the other thing is Brunson sat out pretty much the entire first half with 3 fouls.
Mm-hmm.
Go at him. Go at him. Take him to the hole. Go at him. Make him defend you. Because guess what? He's already got 3 fouls. What is wrong with you guys going right at the paint and going at these guys and getting the free throws? It's like the only one that was doing it was Donovan Mitchell. Everybody else got to like the free throw line and just stopped.
Yeah, if you want to paint a pessimistic picture, you say the Knicks are more physical than you. The Knicks are much deeper than you, and they have the second and third best player in the series. But if you want to be an optimist, you say you have the best player in the series. Your team has shown over the course of an entire year that they're one of the best defensive teams in the NBA, and we're only going to get better with experience. So it's going to be a dogfight every single game. I mean, as long as I think Hart is, I saw it just before we got on here, he's going to play. So that's a big boost for them. Now, how effective he is and how much minutes he can give you, that's unforeseen. But it's not going to be easy. And sometimes you thought like, okay, even myself, I thought like, all right, we got the Knicks. That's a manageable matchup. We should be all right. No, they're no joke.
Well, you also got to think about it, though, Brian. I'm going to be because normally you're the happy-go-lucky guy on this show, and I am the one going, yeah, let's start getting the shovel out and digging this hole. But the good thing is, Brian, it's the very first game. You only lost by 4 points, and those things happened. Those bad things happened, and you only lost by 4. If those things get righted and you can play a little bit of defense, get the rebounds, that's a 4-point swing your way. You can't give up that stuff. You got to play with an intensity, and they started to in the fourth quarter because it was Donovan Mitchell that took over because he saw what was going on. He's like, if I got to do it, I got to do it. And he took over, and he got everybody in the game too, though. I mean, he got Jared Allen in the game with that beautiful pass down low. But man, when he turns on a switch, he could turn on a switch. And I'm loving watching Donovan Mitchell play in his Cavs uniform.
Yeah, no issues with his performance. He did everything that he could. You need your role players to step up, and this is something that we've kind of known of since the beginning of the season. You got these 4 guys that hopefully you can count on. Now, Mobley didn't play his best game, but you got these 4 guys, and then after that, what do you have? And the Knicks have far better 5 through 8 players on their team than the Cavs do. But that doesn't mean Chetty can't step up, score 12. Go 4 of 6 from 3-point land, or Levert can't score 15 or something like that. Or, I mean, Lamar Stevens, throw him in there. I don't know why they're so hesitant to put him in there.
I think
He's feisty and he can play some defense. And at this point, that's what we need.
I think they wanted to try to see what Levert would do with the spark that he could. Like, there's times Levert could bring it on and light it up. But like, I'm with you. Like, at this point in time, anybody on your bench that wants to go out and play, let them play. Like, if this is how it's going to be, get Stevens in there. You got Danny Green on your bench. Throw him in there for a few minutes and see what happens. Like, you have this going on. Now, I do have to pull this up because Dave Rule came up with one of the best one-liners that
love Dave. How's Dave doing? Tell him I say hi.
He is working at Canterbury now, and he is driving the 4700. But Ed in Columbus has joined us and said Darius Garland took no shots in the fourth quarter. If he was a shooter, JFK would have had an enjoyable drive in Dallas in 1963. And this is how we roll on this show. Woo!
All right.
Good one, Ed. I love that one.
Well done.
Damon chimed in and said, one of the 5 foods I can't live without is my spaghetti, which is actually really good.
Golly, I need that. Gotta have it.
Kevin Cronally is here. What is going on,
What
Kev?
up, Kev?
Taking to the woodshed. Let's go. And
Go.
how about the Stanley Cup playoffs? We will not talk about those until Cleveland gets a team in the Stanley Cup playoffs.
The Bruins, they're the favorite, right? They're setting records or something.
I guess. I don't know. I'm not watching hockey right now except for Cleveland.
There's our hockey talk.
There it is. Done and over with. Sorry about that, Bri. You want to do a quick predict for game 2 tonight? Because I kind of went out on a limb and I said myself, I'm saying Cavs by 12 tonight.
Cavs by 12. I will take that. I think it's far closer. I'm going to be an optimist. I'll say Cavs by 5. Like they're up 3 at the end. The Knicks, we make a stop at the end, and then they foul us, and we get 2 free throws. Cavs by 5.
Now, Brian, listen to this. I haven't bet in a while. Here's my bet. You ready for this?
Okay.
Cavs money line.
Okay.
Jarrett Allen, 30 over points and rebounds.
Okay. He was at 28 last week, so that can
Evan Mobley over 20 points and rebounds.
Okay. What's the payout? Is that a parlay, or those are 3 separate bets?
That's a parlay. That is a $5 make you a holler for $39.37.
Okay. All right.
Not bad.
That would be good for the Cavs.
I also did take I bet on DraftKings, and I took a Cavs money line right out of the gate, $10 money line. And if the Cavs win or are in the lead tonight, 8 point time by 10 points, I win $10, no matter what happens.
That's a good one. Yeah, I think.
You can't pass that up. So please go to one of those beautiful sites that we gamble on. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. But Brian and I just throw pizza money most of the time. Nothing major.
I'm still working on my free money that they gave you when you signed up. So,
attaboy.
That's my humble brag. I haven't been doing great. But it's dwindling away. We're still above $100. So Donovan Mitchell right now is a lock to score 30. So I'm not sure what his point total is over under, but I'm sure you can get him to score 30, and it might be like minus 120, 130, something like that. So hopefully we don't need him to, but he's your new LeBron. He's going to try to take over the game if this one's close.
Yeah, the last time that I bet like this, Bri, wasn't pretty. It wasn't pretty. I lost everything.
Don't say that. Yeah, I get in trouble betting with my heart sometimes.
I know, and I have to sometimes because I'm
right. What are you going to bet on the Knicks and root for the Knicks to lose by less than 5 points or something? Give me a break.
Michael Rappaport? Go sit on your broom.
How did the Guardians lose?
Stephen A. Smith over there going, How about them Knicks?
They're excited. I mean, they're kind of like the Browns of the NBA. They haven't won much in a while.
Now that I don't know. I do have to ask you. Kentucky Derby is coming up, right? Do they have ponies on the DraftKings? They gotta have
That's a
ponies.
good question. I would assume they do, but they also have like specialty apps for horse racing
Oh,
too.
that is
So
true. That is
I
true.
don't know how that goes. I mean, haven't been on FanDuel since they had horse racing. So we got it. What, maybe first weekend of May? So 3 weeks.
I know a lot of people made some money on the Masters.
It was fun, yeah. Unfortunately, my guy Finau didn't do much, but
Here.
then I saw Koepka get the lead. I'm like, oh, he's winning. He was up like 4 strokes or something. And yeah, sure enough, don't trust the live guys.
Yep. All right, Brian. Let's transition over into our Cleveland Browns. News and topics from the Cleveland Browns. First Energy Stadium is no more. That name has been dropped. They will get a new one as of right now. Cleveland Browns Stadium is what it's going to be again until they get a name. And this is probably the perfect timing that this happened, because with that name coming down, somebody can pay a lot of money to get their name on Cleveland Browns Stadium with all the renovations and everything else they're talking about doing with Cleveland Browns Stadium. So, Bri, are you happy or unhappy to see First Energy go and back to Cleveland Browns?
Yeah, I mean, given the two choices, I would obviously say for sure Cleveland Brown Stadium is just, it explains it all right there. It's what we've known in the past. I'm not as passionate about Cleveland Brown Stadium as I was like, Jacobs Field or the Gund Arena or something like that. But you just adjust to the times. And hey, if First Energy would have put up enough money to maybe give us a dome or a retractable roof or something like that, I'd have kept it First Energy Field or First Energy Stadium. Doesn't matter to me.
New York can have their Stephen A. We have our Fatty.
Oh, there! Wow! All right, let's hear it. Let's hear it, Fatty A.
Oh my God.
Fatty A. Bates. What's your take? Start screaming.
Hey, Fatty A. Fats here, and we're going to start talking about the Knicks. Oh my God, the Knicks! Knicks are so horrible. Oh my God, I don't even know half the Knicks that are there. Is Phil Jackson still playing for the Knicks?
You gotta start studying the dictionary and pull out some big ones for next week.
I do. My God, I gotta find like the 9-syllable words just to throw out there. This is Farnugovus for
That's deplorable.
And then Casey chimed in and said, "Good riddance for Synergy." Yeah, they did some people dirty.
Sure.
That's kind of why.
Not that the Browns owners have done anybody dirty, so.
And Cleveland doesn't need a dome. It's Cleveland. Embrace the cold weather. That's the thing, though, Justin, is like we do as fans, but it's more of during the other times throughout the year, they don't use the stadium for pretty much anything except for maybe a concert or two. And that's what kind of gets me, because it just sits there. And if you have a dome that you can put over top of it or a roof, let's just say, and I know it's going to be a lot of money, there's more events that you could host here in Cleveland that you normally wouldn't, like a Final Four. If we get everything situated, maybe a Super Bowl, dare I say a Super Bowl in Cleveland, just things of that nature is like, and that's what I said, retractable roof. If the weather's good outside, even if it's cold and it's still good outside, let the sun shine down.
Sure.
But we've had so many games where it's been not good. And
right. That's what I go to. All these people that say, no, we don't want our dome. We don't want our retractable roof. We're Cleveland. We want the elements. And okay. But were they there? Were they there on December 23rd when it was negative, 10 degrees and maybe 5,000 people were at that game?
No.
There's 2, maybe 3 games a year that we get less than 50% of people filling up that stadium. I can almost guarantee it would be more than that if we had a dome, if we had a controlled environment. So that's more or less why I like the dome. I like the retractable roof to close it in, because I'm sick and tired. And a lot of it has to do with the the team. I understand that as well, but I'm guessing you're still not filling it up, even if you're going 10-5, 10-6 going into December game. You're just going to turn off a lot of your fan base because they don't want to sit there in the cold. So, some of us do, a lot of us don't.
All right. So, Bri, on the other note that out of this, talking about when the renovations do happen, moving to Columbus for games. That was kind of mentioned, going down to Ohio Stadium there in the Horseshoe, playing some football games down there. I don't know how you feel about driving down to Columbus to watch your Browns, Bri.
You're poking. Yeah, I mean, you're poking the bear at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Going to a city that I don't like already to watch my team play. Yeah, maybe I would go to one game a year.
But Bri, that'd be the great thing. We could go to Thurman's. We could hit all the food spots while we're down there.
Sure, that sounds like a great weekend for one weekend a year. But what about the other 9 games? There's not many people that would make that drive 10 times a year. So I understand the Browns are they'd have to play somewhere. And if you tell me, honestly, hey, this is what you have to sacrifice for 1 year, sacrifice playing Columbus for 1 year in order to get your dream stadium, I would do it. I wouldn't have a problem with it. Maybe even 2 years. But
Well,
I mean,
it's just hearsay right now. It's not confirmed.
I don't think I've heard a couple of people say that this is completely erroneous, and this is completely out of left field because a blogger said it or something like that. But I would do it if it meant that we gave up 1 year to have our dream stadium. But at the same time, you're like, we've been building for 20 years to get a team as good as we have right now, and you're going to take them out of Cleveland and put them 2 hours away. Like, we've been dreaming about seeing a consistent playoff contender year in and year out. Now you're going to take some of our prime years and tell the people they have to drive 3 hours to a home game. It's going to be a tough sell.
What would be the thing to do though? To send them down to Canton, play at the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, there's no great solution.
No, because either that or we're going to Pittsburgh and screw Pittsburgh.
Oh, hell no. Yeah, no. I'd take Columbus over Pittsburgh 10 times out of 10.
I mean, we could have both Paul Brown teams playing out of the same spot. They're in Cincinnati.
No, I mean, the only other option would be, to play it. I don't know who has the biggest stadium, Tom
Detroit?
Benson Stadium or
Detroit,
or Akron or Kent or somebody that's, but even Akron and Kent, I mean, even Kent and Benson Stadium, they're not super close. You're still driving an hour.
Brian, I'm loving all these comments that are flying in. This is amazing. I didn't even know. All right, so Craig Nelly says Jimmy Bill's the dopest entertainment facility to date. Jerry World on steroids. City of Cleveland finally takes advantage of the gym, and which everyone wins, and it's not complicated. I agree with you there. Justin said, I bet if they have more winning season 10-5, people will be showing up at those cold sessions, and they have. Mm-hmm. And the last one that I got here said the Browns don't want to play in the shoe. They don't want to be the second best team in Ohio.
Come on, Ed.
Oh, there it is.
Come on, Ed. So what does that make? Would Michigan be the best team in Ohio then if they played Toledo or something? I'm just saying. I mean, I love C.J. Stroud. We'll get into it more with our draft coverage next week, I'm sure. But that's my guy. That's my favorite Buckeye quarterback. So C.J.
Here you go. Casey said, I'd take a bucket of piss to the face before I go to a home game in Pittsburgh.
That's happened. What'd that guy get? Like $200?
I think he did. But
it was like a police officer or something. The whole head in a bucket.
Oh my God.
Yeah, YouTube that if you want to see how crazy Browns fans are.
God, I love our show, Bri. There is no holds barred today. All right, so Bri, let's move on out of that. And let's talk about our NFL draft. We're going to dive in more to it next week, especially live here and let me bring it back up again real quick.
Let's just dive into it next week. It's 7:39. Yeah. I mean, that'll be our big our draft talk will be next week, 2 days before the draft. So tune on in. Tease it a little.
Guess what time it is then?
And now it's time for Fat Boy Tuesday.
And Fat Boy Tuesday, Bri, give me 5 things that you cannot live without. Any food item that you cannot live without.
Here we go. We'll do it. We'll do it quick, and a lot of thought went into this because there's probably 10 or 15. But number one is pizza. You know that. You know, softy in my heart. Number one. Number two, cheesy potato casserole.
All
Gotta
right.
have that as a good side. 3 is chicken. I just kind of left it broad like that.
That's
You know, it's just very, very many, a bunch of options with chicken. You could do the wings, you could do the nuggets, you could do quesadillas, you could do casseroles, you could just eat a piece of chicken. So that's, and then I threw in a couple of healthy options. We got blueberries and we got, of course, apples, also very versatile.
nice. All right. So my list is nothing like yours. My number one, I cannot do without mustard. No matter what happens, I have got to have a mustard in my house, whether it be brown, spicy, honey, yellow, whatever. Got to have mustard. Number two, tea. I have got to have some form of tea in my house.
Oh, I didn't know we could do liquids.
Well, I kind of like food
Put
items.
beer on there.
All right, beer's on there too.
Beer would be my number 2.
All right, number 3, barbecue chips. There is always barbecue chips in my house, and it's almost like deli meat. You got to have at least a deli meat and barbecue chips in my house. That's another one. Number 4, cookies. Our house cannot not have cookies, and I don't care what kind of cookies. They could be Nilla wafers, they could be Oreos, they could be chocolate chips.
What's the number 1?
Number 1 is Oreos in this house.
Oreos, okay.
Double stuffed Oreos in this house, and we get the family / mega size every time we get them because, God, my kids are monsters, right?
Nice.
They're just monsters. And then finally on my list, now I'm going to put an honorable mention. Honorable mention is pork, bacon, sausage, pork chops, anything of that nature, ribs. That's got to be in there. But crackers. There has been a time in my life where I have not been without crackers, whether it be saltine, whether it be Ritz crackers, whether it be goldfish, whether it be Cheez-Its, just a little snack cracker, graham crackers, dunked in milk.
Club crackers. I love those.
Just crackers. So we got, let's see here. Justin said pizza, salad, hummus. Could do a lot with that. Things with salad. Craig said pizza, cheeseburger, steak, buffalo wings, and sweet tea. See, he's on the same boat with me.
Okay, gotcha.
With the tea. And Casey, I'm waiting on Casey to chime in here because we got a lot of them. But, you know, I'm kind of thinking like, when I brought this up, I'm like, man, what can I not go without ever? And it's always mustard.
Right. So I was thinking, my thought process was like, okay, you're stuck on a stranded island and you can have these 5 foods for the rest of your life.
Oh,
That's where, I mean, otherwise, yeah, I'm going, you know, the unhealthiest of the bacon cheeseburgers, hot fudge sundaes, whatever. Like
Sherry says she's a
well
real
rounded
monster.
Nice.
Oh, never mind. I'm going with Casey's. Steak, chicken, bacon, cheap Chinese food, and bourbon. Oh my God! Here we go.
Not the good Chinese food, the cheap stuff. Hey, I'm with them. Ain't nothing better than the mall Chinese food. It beats House of Hunan every day of the week.
All right, so we're not even getting into our top 3, Brian. We're just going to end it after this because this is amazing. Ed in Columbus said Mountain Dew, Skippy peanut butter, Little Debbie cosmic brownies, pretzels, and pizza. That is a great one. Justin said Conn's potato chips. Great one.
All
Also,
5, sure.
Score update. Nick's 7, Cavs 4.
Oh, son of a.
That's all right. Mall General Sal's for the win. Wow,
Yep.
there's Casey.
Yeah.
What is going on, Tiff? Ice cream sandwich, chips, steak, meatloaf, garlic. Yeah, garlic is great for everything. Oh man.
Wow, that's well thought out.
That is well thought out. And man, I can't remember the last time I had a meatloaf, Bri.
I know. It's been a while for me. It's one of those things you got to eat at home. You really don't order at a restaurant or anything.
No. 10-4, New York. All right, we're getting off here because we got to go watch our shit.
So we'll be back. We're fine.
Yeah, we'll finish here. Let's finish up the trivia. We'll see you guys next
week.
week.
Yeah. Good call.
All right, we got to finish up. Oh, I love meatloaf as well. There they all come. Meatloaf's coming in. All right, so the trivia was, what college did Darius Garland go to?
There you go.
Can I get a region at least?
Yeah, you can. I'd say South.
Arizona.
Southeast. SEC. He played in the SEC.
Georgia.
Not Georgia.
Arkansas.
Decent basketball team. I'd say middle, not like great, but better than those two.
Not Alabama, is it?
Nashville.
Oh, Tennessee.
Vanderbilt.
He's not smart enough for Vanderbilt.
Well, if you can remember, I think he only played like 5 games or something. Then he got hurt. If you remember that.
Well, how am I supposed to remember if he got hurt and he only
Hey.
played 5 games?
Where did Kyrie go to college?
Duke.
Yep. See, he only played like 11 games at Duke.
Well, the only reason why I know that is because everybody talked crap about him because he's a.
Now looking back now, how did Kyrie get into Duke? That's more of a pressing question.
Well, I know.
Yeah, you kind of bend your acceptance
Name,
standards.
image, likeness.
Once you see that crossover, you're like, "Yep, all right. What do you want to major in? Pre-med? Cool."
How about we go to everybody go watch the program via 1983 and you will find out
Great
how
movie.
that's a great movie. And they got to remake that movie, Bri. They have to. I would love to see that movie remade of all of them. That one, right? Either that one or Necessary Roughness.
Not as familiar with that one, but I've seen it maybe once or twice.
Well, that's the one with Brandon Whedon as a quarterback. He comes out of his dad's ranch because he's 40 years old and takes over a team that got hit by sanctions and they can't have any scholarships. So it's just a walk-on team.
Kathy Ireland, right?
Kathy Ireland, Jason Bateman is
Sinbad.
Sinbad, Scott Bakula. Who else was in there? Oh,
Rick
Robert
Moranis. Wasn't Rick Moranis?
Robert Loja.
Was he?
There it is. Oh, yeah. Pompkey, show me the arm, son. Throw the ball, genius. Here we go. Paul Blake, the arm of the armadillos. There it is.
Nice.
Craig Nally chimed in. Chicken, pig, seasoning, vegetables, and doughs. Well, at least he got all of them.
Does.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he meant female deers.
It wouldn't surprise me with him.
Right. That's what I was thinking.
All right, everybody. Guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Brian and I are out of here. We're going to go watch the Cavs game. We're going to have some fun.
Go Cavs.
Join us next week. Please come out and join us at Melt Barn Grill in Independence. We are going to be there from 7 until 10 p.m. Fatty and Bri will be there early to get stuff set up. If you want to come about 6:45, the show will start at 7:15. Give us a little leeway, Bri. Are you all right with that?
Sure.
7:15, we'll have an hour show. Brian and I will also be giving out trivia gift cards. We will also have Question the Show. We'll also have Matt Fish, the CEO and owner of Melt Bar and Grill there. We will also have Always Positive Jay there. We will also have Sherry is going to be there. We will also have Brian. It's going to be a party. It is going to be a party, and I cannot wait. We might get a show from the Kevin Arnold. They're waiting on, they're on baby watch right now, though.
Sure.
But other than that, man, it's going to be a great time. We got the guys from country coming out. Paulie Parati will be there. I believe old Ron might be coming out.
Oh, sweet.
We have all the new guys. We have Rick Wanya might be coming out to hang out.
Love Rick.
So we're going to have a great time out there. Come out and join us. Please, for a great cause, for the Multiple Myeloma Research Foundation. Brian and I will probably be collecting money also if you want to donate. We'll put a little soapbox up out there. If you want to donate, you can. If not, we're not asking you to. But the one thing we are asking you to do, though, is order some food and show that flyer. You show that flyer, 20% goes to the Multiple Myeloma Research Foundation. And on that note, Brian, God bless them.
God bless you. God bless America. Go Cavs.
All right. We love our troops, first responders for everything. And we are uncorked, unloaded. We're out. See ya.
Later.